Hello, everyone. This is Eric with potstocks.com. I'm with Trent Woloveck of American Cannabis Company. We're going to be asking him a few questions about the company, how they got started, their sustainability, and plans for the future. Trent, thank you very much for being with us today. The first thing I want to ask you is to just give us a little information on the company's beginnings. What set you guys apart from the rest of the market to provide you with an opportunity for profitability and growth to get started?
Sure, Eric. First off, thanks for having me. Love what you guys are doing, and love that you are bringing the proper awareness to the cannabis industry as a whole, as well as the publicly traded space for the industry as well. So to give you a little bit of background about the company, we are a fully integrated business-to-business solution provider. We offer both services from your traditional consulting through the oversight and management of facilities, as well as any and all ancillary supplies that are needed to bring that full service supply chain solution to bear for the cannabis industry specifically.
Excellent. That is awesome. All right, moving forward, this is spectacular. American Cannabis Company works within two divisions, as we had spoken about earlier, American Cannabis Consulting, your services division, and TradeWinds. Can you give me a little bit of an idea about the fusion between the two companies, how that has helped, what sort of synergy you guys are working for with your reach and growth and continued sustainability?
Sure. So the two co-founders of American Cannabis Consulting, Corey Hollister, who is our CEO, and Ellis Smith, who is our CDO, both owned and operated a business here in Colorado, so vertically integrated business. And as they saw the opportunity in the markets expanding in all the new states, they decided to sell that business in early 2013 and start assisting individual entrepreneurs like themselves and or businesses that are looking to break into the space through the inception of that business, then into the licensing and application process. And so that was really the inception of the business. And, we've now done work and won licenses in every single merit-based application state that has come to fruition. And so that's really been our bread and butter, what we've stood on. And we're now doing deployments in 5 states as well as the country of Canada. And so we're now looking to evolve into that deployment oversight management. And really, as we've seen that transition from these states that are setting up programs, we've been able to work in the solution of the supply chain aspect, both on the CapEx spend, so anything from HVAC, lighting fixtures, RO systems, really being able to provide what we feel are the best-in-class products at the lowest possible cost through our GPO, which is the TradeWinds. And what this does is just aggregate spend to these manufacturers or vendors, and that way we're able to provide them high volume, and in turn, they give us a much lower cost. And then we also, with that solution of ancillary products, as our clients or anybody in the industry transition into actual operations, we're able to provide them direct-to-door any and all ancillary supplies. So cleaning supplies, toilet paper, paper towels, you name it, you order it on our e-commerce platform, American Cultivator Company, and it's delivered direct to your door.
That's awesome. The last bit of it is really something that I don't think enough people have taken into consideration. It's so easy to fixate oneself on the immediate goal and then forget that there are these ancillary products that you're going to need just to run an office, just to exist out there. That's excellent. That's really, really great to hear.
Yeah, and I think as the market matures, we're still in such an infancy stage of the market. And with that being said, there's plenty of margin to be able to make up for and understand really the true operation or your OpEx expenses. And so with this solution, we're really targeting and helping businesses understand that aspect of spend, because it does drop direct and affect their net income. And so as the market becomes more mature and you're starting to get pricing pressure, this is a great way to make up for those added pressures on the business from a true pricing perspective.
That's spectacular. All right. The latest information that we got on the company, you guys were on the OTC QB at 0.3878 per share with recent gains, as far as we were aware. That information is from yesterday at noon, actually. So everything was looking really good there. Without too much specifics on the stock math, can you give us a little bit of information and background on what the transition was like going public, what it's meant for your company, maybe just a couple key differences from before and after?
Sure. So we did what's called a reverse merger, and we were in a unique position to actually reverse into an operating shell. That operating business then took all their operations and moved it back private. And so everything was a clean split for us back in May of 2014. At that time, we then received $395,000 of a capital infusion with convertible debentures. Those have all since been cleared out, and we're now looking forward to continuing to expand the business, really focus on building fundamentals of the business, and continue to add accretive value to our shareholders, to obviously drive share price and value to the general public that are choosing to invest in American Cannabis Company.
Beautiful. Actually, that's an excellent segue then for us, and this is a little bit more into the future. So we're not looking for a specific answer, but with the market being so new and it's so fresh and very young, you guys are working with the access to proprietary products for new companies, and you have the ability to create regulatory compliance framework. So you're really doing a lot for all of these new companies. As the market begins to fill itself out with more established companies, do you feel that a good pivot is in the works for you guys, or are we just going to see you guys continue to grow and brand exactly what you're doing exactly the same way you're doing it?
Yeah, so great question. And with the business and industry where it's at, what we continue to see is that transition of spend away from, or building on really, the services aspect of our platform. We're not only doing just applications per se. We're now helping people run and manage these large commercial scale facilities in a regulated market. So that brings a lot of additional services to the table. As you mentioned, the compliance aspect. There's different rules and regulations in every single market. Yes. Every state is different. And so that alone causes a lot of headaches for businesses in each of these states. There's not really something that you can draw on from other markets. And so really what we're able to do is bring and develop best practices and standard SOPs to the cultivation aspect, to the refining aspect, to the dispensing aspect, to help people generate, not only to adhere to what the minimum state regulations are, but as well as driving best business practices, because in the long term, that's really what's going to set businesses apart, to be able to service the patients with the best possible cannabis, as well as customer experience. And so really with those two things, I think you'll see our services and just general services of consulting in the industry be around for a long time. It's not like Accenture is going anywhere, or GE, or those types of services. There's always a need for the expertise and kind of that third party to come in and visit sites. But the great thing about our business is through 2014, about 45% of our revenue was generated from product sales. And so I think moving forward, you'll see a natural progression from our business to start seeing that revenue mix weight a little bit more towards the products aspect. It's very well known. I believe in the ArcView report, they estimated that there would be about $2.2 billion of spend over the next 18 to 24 months just on CapEx and building out these commercial facilities. And so we're in a very unique position with our full service supply chain solution to capture a lot of that spend. And, that's obviously very exciting for our business. And what you'll see also in the industry is a natural progression of regulations continuing to become a little bit more lax around what the qualifying conditions are on the medical side, as well as the transition, I think, to adult use, over the next 3, 5, 7 years, depending on federal regulations. And so there's always going to be that continuing need for services, as well as the products platform for our business.
Spectacular. Yeah, I agree with you entirely. I think as the recreational rollout becomes more and more of a thing that's happening across the country, that will all fall into line. And then actually piggybacking directly off of a lot of that, you guys are very unique in that you guys have a lot of information on SEC filings out as far back as 9/5 of 2014, I believe, was the earliest one I saw available, which, while to some people may not sound like a lot, that is actually a huge amount of data in a cannabis-related market. It's almost unparalleled. There are so many companies out with little or no financial data available. I know that it makes a lot of people comfortable in general just to be able to look at it. What do you feel like that's done for the company, and how do you feel about that as a whole in the market?
Yeah, as you alluded to, when we did our reverse back in May, you saw the SEC really cracking down on a lot of these companies that, for better or for worse, were trying to operate in the space, I guess you could say. And so what we've been able to do, and really our core ethos to our business and why we went public, was to be those good stewards of the industry. And so being fully transparent, being a fully reporting company with audited financials is on the forefront, of us and what we expect of our business. And to be able to give that accredited information to investors, I think will only set the bar much higher, for all the other cannabis-related businesses out there that are operating and doing it correctly for the space. And so, I think what we've been able to show from a growth in the company, 13 over 14, 1,500+% growth from a revenue perspective. Q3, we had turned a profit as a business. For the full year of 14, we were able to generate a positive operating cash flow. And so all of these things, I think, continue to show and reassure investors that, if it's not ACC or American Cannabis Company or AMMJ, then, it's these other companies that should be meeting those standards and looking for kind of those benchmarks when investing in the industry. And I think that only strengthens what the cannabis community is doing as a whole, whether that's public or private.
I agree. I think to have strong leaders in the area and in the sector that are able to and willing to release all their financial data so that people can get a handle on that, I think it makes everybody in the area better. Everybody on the outside looking in now has a level of transparency that makes them more comfortable with it. And I think everybody within the industry also is able to look at it and say to themselves, well, if they can do it, we can do it. And it makes it better for everybody. So, Trent, thank you very, very much for your time answering the questions. It's been spectacular. I'm Eric with potstocks.com. This is Trent Woloveck with American Cannabis Company. We are going to run a short commercial, and then we will be right back. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Eric. Have a great day.